Carry on my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are done. Lay your weary head to rest. Don't you cry no more.
Welcome to another episode of Action Video Game Talk. I'm your host, Scott Action Jackson. Thanks for joining me today, or tonight, or whenever you're watching or listening to this episode. I do have a list of news articles to go through, so let's hop right into it. Nintendo delivered a Japanese Nintendo Direct that unveiled a number of games, including a new Chibi-Robo. Unlike the GameCube title, the latest Chibi-Robo is a side-scroller, and it doesn't look like you're doing much cleaning. Instead, you're using your power cord to grapple and attack enemies. It's unclear if the game will make its way to North America. Well, apparently there was also Amiibo revealed too that's supposed to be coming out along with the game, but it apparently wasn't in the actual news article that I got this from. So yes, there's going to be a new Chibi-Robo and an actual Amiibo figure that's, I think, is going to be released around the same time, or at least should be. I'm not too excited about this, although I am going to be kind of curious to see how sought after the Amiibo figure will be, and right now we don't know if this is coming to North America. I mean, when E3 hits, they might actually announce it for coming to America, here in North America. But until then, right now, we don't know. I mean, by the time this comes out, E3 might have happened and would have been announced as coming to North America, so. During the Japanese Nintendo Direct, Nintendo revealed and released a new 3DS Dr. Mario title. The game offers typical Dr. Mario and gameplay, and also lets players play as Dr. Luigi, which has slightly different pill delivery. There are special items that can do things like remove rows or columns, remove all of a specific colored virus from a board, or slow down the fall of pills. There is also a special touch screen mode where you can drag falling pills to desired locations. The game is available in Japan, but it's unclear if it will be making its way to North America. What we have here is another case like the Chibi-Robo article. It's a game that has been announced and is out in Japan. Well, is announced for Japan and is out in Japan, but don't know if it's on its way to North America or not. And technically, if it's available now in Japan, it's probably a digital download like most games are trying to be nowadays. Even though this is a 3DS title, I mean, they could make a physical copy of it, And once again, like I said with the Chibi-Robo, at E3 there's supposed to be a Nintendo-specific Nintendo Direct for E3, where they could announce some of these games could be coming to North America. I do have a few memories of playing Dr. Mario on the NES. And I do remember having fun with it to a certain point. So if this plays similar, well, it says offers typical Dr. Mario type of stuff, so if it's anything like that, it should be fun. And I like the fact that they are including a Dr. Luigi. Capcom has revealed the next core entry in the Monster Hunter series with Monster Hunter X for 3DS. Announced for Japan, Jimatsu has a translator report from the Monster Hunter meeting in 2015. The game is due for release in Japan this winter and will include new super actions, weapons, moves, areas, and of course monsters. Monster Hunter X's base village is located at the base of a snowy mountain, and you will also be able to visit bases from previous Monster Hunter games as well. So according to this news article, it was kinda announced or revealed by way of this Jimatsu that this Monster Hunter X, well, 10X, whatever way you want to look at it, is going to be coming out, and it's going to be released for Japan this winter. Now, I'm guessing at E3 we could hear more about it. We could hear if it's going to be coming to the US, here, or North America in general. If it's going to be making its way to North America, and if we actually get to see and maybe hear some more about this. Because there's a big following for Monster Hunter games, especially over here in the US. Now, they did mention here that it is going to have bases from previous Monster Hunter games. I don't know quite how many Monster Hunter games we got here in the US compared to Japan, but that could probably be quite a lot of bases for you to have in a game. Batman Arkham Knight is so close, releasing on June 23rd for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. Next to the two collector's editions, the Season Pass and the pre-order bonuses, it's becoming difficult to figure out where to start with this release. A new pre-order option appeared on Arkham Knight's Steam page, giving players costumes inspired by Batman Beyond and The Dark Knight Returns for reserving the game early. One pre-order bonus gives you the Red Hood Story Pack. The Season Pass brings the Season of Infamy and Batgirl missions. The Collector's Editions and the DLC offers new skins. Warner Brothers is spreading in-game content all over the place. Hopefully for those of you that want it all, but don't want to jump through hoops to get it, most of this content should be sold through the in-game store at some point after the game's release. Now, this piece of news was released a little while ago, so it's kind of old, but for those of you who don't know, it's more or less saying that anybody who, I guess, pre-orders or reserves through Steam early gets access to the Batman Beyond and the Dark Knight Returns costumes, which I'm guessing at some point these costumes will be available to purchase on like the Marketplace or the PlayStation Network. You can probably get these later on, well, hopefully. And then it does go into detail here about some of the other stuff for like the Season Pass and additional DLC stuff that we've heard about, like some other pre-order bonuses. I wish that the Batman Beyond costume would be part of the Season Pass, because I think it was for the Batman Arkham Origins. Bethesda has confirmed Fallout 4 is coming to PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC, and released an in-game trailer for the game's revealing it's set in Boston. The trailer brings to an end years of speculation and rumors about the highly anticipated title and gives glimpses at the expansive world we'll be traversing. It also includes the famous tagline, "War. War never changes," said by Ron Perlman. The trailer confirms reports the next entry in the franchise will take place in the Commonwealth, the fictional universe's version of Massachusetts that's been referenced in prior games. In Fallout 3's side quest, The Replicated Man, players encounter a scientist named Dr. Zimmer who comes from the Commonwealth, a war-ravaged quagmire of violence and despair, where he notes and his colleagues created androids that have escaped and are running wild. Zimmer also references the Institute, which it seems is a future version of the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. The Commonwealth also contains the railroad, which runs in direct opposition to the Institute and aims to rescue the androids that have been created. A branch of the Commonwealth Police, known as the Synth Retention Bureau, is in charge of capturing droids that have escaped from the Institute. Bethesda has confirmed we'll be seeing gameplay at its E3 press conference on June 14th, and Todd Howard has once again returned to direct. Now, the trailer that was revealed for Fallout 4 was quite impressive. The trailer itself, in the beginning, had some little flashbacks and flash forwards, more or less showing stuff that happened before a nuclear bomb dropped and stuff in the current time of the Fallout series. One thing that was always shown was the dog from Fallout 3, it looked like. Or at least it looked like the same dog. And then it had a few shots from, I guess, this Commonwealth place. And at the end, it looked like the dog was reuniting with the guy that you were playing in Fallout 3. So I'm guessing Fallout 4 is going to be a sequel to Fallout 3 to a certain degree. Once again, we probably will find out more info at E3, if not at a later time. especially the time frame when this is taking place. Touting it as the series' biggest innovation yet, Activision revealed it's adding vehicles to the newest version of Skylanders, called Skylanders Superchargers. The new game includes 20 new characters and a range of jets, helicopters, submarines, boats, and cars. Chaos is back as the series' main villain, and this time the bully has created the Sky Eater, a large warship that literally eats the sky. To stop Chaos from tearing rifts in the firmament, Eon recruits the Superchargers, an elite group of pilots who use their outrageous vehicles to battle the enemies of Skylands. Each Supercharger in the roster has his or her own unique vehicle. There are vehicles for land, sea, and air, each of which can be used at special pre-arranged locations in the levels. Most sequences involve either some type of racecourse or an open battle area. The game's hub will also have playgrounds for all the vehicles in the lineup. Skylanders have always worked well as a co-op game, but only one vehicle can be active at a time. When two players are cooperating in a vehicle section of a level, one will be responsible for driving, while the other is responsible for aiming and firing weapons. The game's starter pack includes a new character, Spitfire, and his car, Hot Streak. While any Skylander can drive any vehicle, pairing up a Supercharger with his special vehicle will unlock additional abilities and powers. Although the starter pack also includes a new portal, complete with a trap slot for last year's Trapmaster villains, matching a villain's element with the element of the vehicle unlocks additional abilities. The vehicles will each have their own upgrade paths, with new abilities purchased via Gearbit coins and mod packs collected in each level. The game will be released on September 20th in the US and 24th in Australia and 25th in Europe. Look for more details on other elements including lock puzzles and new versions of Skystones at E3. When I first heard or seen possibilities of another Skylander thing, I was like, no, please, no. Because let's face it, it's not getting any better. And it's definitely not getting any better for parents or grandparents' wallets. I mean, on the plus side, they do try and incorporate as many as of the previous characters that they made into the new ones every time that they make a new one every freaking year. But yeah, this new one is going to include vehicles, jets, helicopters, submarines, boats, and cars. Oh god, this is going to be freaking annoying. But yeah, apparently the big bad guy, Chaos, has built himself a new, apparently, warship that's called Sky Eater that eats the sky. So, a bunch of the heroes have been recruited and have now vehicles and stuff to help fight the bad guy. And according to this, it says 20 new characters, but yeah, that's just the characters. That's probably not counting how many of these freaking vehicles that there's going to be for people to try and buy up. Oh god, this is going to be so freaking annoying. But yeah, we'll hear more about this at E3, if not after E3. Well, that does it for this episode of Action Video Game Talk. Once again, thanks for joining me today, or tonight, or whenever you're watching or listening to this episode. I will have the separate clips up later on if you want to check those out. Down below, I will have the link to the Facebook page if you want to go and check that out too. And also a link to Yahoo Mail if you want to go and send some emails there with some questions. Or otherwise, you can just go and post your comments and questions down below in the comment section. So until next time, bye!